I think you did tonight.
I think I did pretty good. I made some really solid points. I think that the people of Indiana are hungry for someone who represents them rather than a political class or big donors.
The question came up of whether or not mobile voting or mail-in voting should be expanded during times of natural disasters such as COVID or the floods. So am I correct that you believe that should be an option depending on the circumstance?
Yes, I believe that's true. Why would we not want to serve voters if they're able to vote? Natural disasters are not the voter fault. If we have something I would say innovative, like a mobile voting ban, I mean, if all the security's there and they meet all the criteria for voting, we should be able to serve them.
Sort of changing the Secretary of State's website to include more information about who's funding our elections. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that proposal?
Right. So right now it's really hard to find out in the filings for the financials who exactly those donors are. And if it's a PAC, sometimes you don't have ready access to that. What I'd like to do is make it a cross-referenced database so that people can say, all right, who's donating to that PAC? And then what other PACs are they donating to? And then who else has that PAC donated to as well? And that really, I think, would give a lot of transparency to people so they know who's paying for their politicians.
Can you talk about how, as a third-party candidate with Greg Ballard also being a third-party candidate, how you're going to differentiate yourself other than, being sort of that other option?
So Libertarians have been on the ballot for 32 years. We have had ballot access that entire time because of this race. Libertarians have a party platform that's out there for people to understand what those values are, which is transparency, ethical decision-making, making sure that it's limited but effective government. Those things are what you hold a standard to for your candidates. With an undefined party, you don't know who they're going to put in place. They are already picking winners and losers according to their personal preference.
The Copenhagen-Deary race came up, so you believe that the recount commission should have allowed those ballots to be counted. Do you think there should be some statutory changes going forward to clarify that?
The law is, my understanding, is written to the effect that you should err on the side of the voter in those instances because their heart is there. And if it's a human error, like a simple oversight, it's not a malicious thing, then we should be sticking with the voter's decision in that. That being said, the law could be interpreted that it says this is the law. If it's not correct, then that's what we have to do. So it's a bit of a gray area at times, and I would like to see that solidified.
Anywhere concerned that Greg Ballard and the Lincoln Party may take votes away from the Libertarian Party?
People voting for Republicans and Democrats take votes away from the Libertarians too. So it's not a matter of taking votes, it's about earning them.
Building off of that, how concerned are you about the fact that not only are you up against Republicans and Democrats like you normally would, but you've got an independent on the ballot who's got some pretty significant name ID, at least here in the Indianapolis area?
He's not an independent, he's running under the Lincoln Party. So what we have to concern ourselves with is being a good representative for the people of Indiana, making sure that the individuals who are unhappy with their split Republican base and the Democrat who's carrying a party name and an undefined independent Lincoln Party, those people are disenfranchised and they're already looking for another option, and I've had a lot of conversations with those people who are happy to vote for me.
So say the Lincoln Party should adopt a platform or be more details, or?
If they provided a platform so people knew what they stood for, they might get more traction. I would like to be able to say that if they're picking winners and losers based on their own opinion, then that's probably a problem. It's already got some sort of discrimination tactic there.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.